This is the first ever speed run that we are doing for these particular animations. I was watching one very recently and I thought, why not? So, the idea that we will be creating is very simple. A habit, if applied every day, would improve your life exponentially over time, right? And this is the code that we'll be animating today. We are creating these animations for Thomas. We'll start the timer right. Time. So this was our time. How many minutes has been? It has been 43 minutes and we have completed the base animation. Now, let me explain what was the idea. So the initial idea, like I mentioned before, was to show a ball of some sort falling in or out from outside of the screen, and it should be somewhere in the middle, of course, right? So I have moved this because I have scaled it down. I wanted the shape, the square shape, to be small at the beginning, and it expands as it makes contact with our base circle. So this was the original idea. I created a mask around the square shape so that it moves. Where is the mask? This is the mask, right? So this first keyframe or the second keyframe, these two, the first keyframe is for the mask layer from the outside of the shape layer that we have created, and then it comes into the frame as this ball moves closer to our main circle. And I hope, yeah, this is an exponential start curve, or it starts fast in the start, it starts fast in the start and it ends slow at the end. This is an exponential fast curve, so to speak. Then I have moved the mask to cover the entire area and increased its scale as well. Also, for this layer, we have done nothing especially uh, out of the box, so to speak. I started with the ball outside the screen and keyframe it on top of the ball. You know what? Let me scale it down a bit. So let's say 70. And how about What I'm doing right now is I am adding keyframes to the opacity of these two layers so that it will be like this, minute, but it looks good. And I'll make it to 0, and this will be an exponential slow curve, so to speak. It starts slow in the beginning and it ends fast at its end. So this was the original premise of the first scene, which I obviously created in my mind. Or did I create it in the... I opened Paint as well, right? You know what I mean. So this was the original idea, and I rotated the square to 45 degrees. Hopefully, yes. So 45 and 225, 135. It rotated towards its left, and I created a shape. This shape, I'll explain the for easy part. This was a duplicate layer of this layer. I have just keyframed the scale property of this layer, and that's it overall. But you know what? I can also add deep blue to it. I was at the fog fake 3D shape, and we haven't added glue to this layer. Right. So this is the general premise. I explained how I added this outside square. I just increase its scale properties. Then this layer was drawn by me. Obviously, am the only person in this room. So I have drawn this in the video. You can check it out. Then you have to check it out if this is a speed run as well. Then I animated the scale properties of this branch from 0 to 70 to make it appear that it is growing from the ground up, and as it moves and completes this particular part, the second branch, which should be about here, starts animating inside with the use of keyframes in trim paths. Right? And then I animated each of the, so I animated the trim. I copy and pasted the same keyframes from the trim paths from this layer and pasted it in this layer. So this is the entire premise of the animation. I'll be adding the text, and this is the text, my friends.